euthanasia and assisted suicides are two similar topics which talks about ending one's own life willfully by his or her own choice, and this topic is debatable globally. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about the topic assisted suicides and euthanasia. So let us look at the timeline of the video, what all we will be discussing. First we will be looking at the news, then what are assisted suicides and euthanasia, what is the status of euthanasia in India, and international position on euthanasia all over the countries, what are the arguments against euthanasia and in favor of euthanasia, and what are the recent cases that has happened in India. In the end we will be looking into a prelims MCQ and a mains practice question. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2 and paper 4, health, governance and ethics. See, from exam you should be able to know that what is the difference between euthanasia, active euthanasia, passive euthanasia and assisted suicide. And from mains, the status of euthanasia in India and few of the recent examples. So let's get started and see the news. This news has been taken from the Indian Express and it talks about the complex issue of assisted suicide, which countries allow it and is India one of them. So the central idea of today's video will be what is assisted suicide and what is euthanasia, similar topic, and what is its status in India. So let's see that why is it in news. So recently what has happened is a legend of French new wave cinema, that is Jean-Louis Godard, look at the picture, has recently passed away at the age of 91, and the reason of his death was assisted suicide. This is the reason of his death. He was suffering from multiple invalidating illness and was living a reclusive life, that is he was living alone and wanted solitude, and he was living in Switzerland in one of his towns. And the reason that is coming on social media for his death, and he wanted people to know about the reason of his death, is assisted suicide. So let us first look at the term assisted suicide. What does it mean? So even if you will look at the term, you will be understanding. Okay, suicide means ending one's own life, but suicide is considered to be a negative word, a destructive word. But the word assisted, what is the meaning of assist? Assist is voluntarily taking part into something or assisting a person or helping a person. So assisted suicide means you are taking the permission of the person, or you are asking the person about ending one's own life by his or her will. So let us see that it is person intentionally ends their life. It means if a person wants, while taking the permission of the person by his or her own will, the person himself or herself wants to end his or her life, then it is through the active assistance from others, that is the medical practitioners, all family members and all the people around them. Then doctor prescribing a life ending dose of medication to a mentally competent, terminally ill adult at his request. Most important word is at his or her own request. It means the person himself. See, if a statement comes that assisted suicide means that when a person wants to end his or her life without his will, then the statement would be wrong. The person wants to end his or her own life by his or her own will, then it will be right. The important and the most important word and the noticed word here is by his or her own choice. Then patient who administers the medication to himself, and there are few reasons only which through assisted suicide can be accepted, and that is the person should be in a condition that he or she is not able to take care of herself, or in a state or in a vegetative state, or is extremely ill and will not be able to do things by his or her own, or will be he or she will need always a person to be by his or her side. Then there are few countries in which assisted suicide is legal, and that is countries like Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Switzerland. They have legislated assisted dying, that is assisted suicide. So if a person wants to end his or her own life by his or her own will, then these are the countries in which the assisted suicides are legal. Now let us look at the word euthanasia. This is a word which very much remains in news. So euthanasia is a Greek word and this means good death. And we closely associate euthanasia with mercy killing. It means life-ending medication is administered to the patient by a third party. So a third party would be involved in euthanasia, and that third party is usually a doctor. And euthanasia is of two types, that is active euthanasia and passive euthanasia. See, euthanasia also means when a person wants to end his or her own life, but there are two different aspects in this. That is active euthanasia, when a person wants the death by his or her own will and ask a third party to administer some outside drug or something by which the life of the person can be taken away. That is active euthanasia. But there is second aspect also, and that is called passive euthanasia. Passive euthanasia is when the person is in a state of through which the person is not able to communicate to the other person, but is in a state where he or she is not able to take care of herself or himself and want the other people or the people around them to look after them. Like for example, when the person is on a vegetative state for a very long period of time, then that is called passive euthanasia. Okay, there are few more terms. First is active euthanasia, as I've already told you, that is introducing something to cause death. For example, a drug through injection. Then second is passive euthanasia, that is withholding treatment or supportive measures. When the person is on a vegetative state for a very long period of time and the person is not able to take care of his or her own self and is extremely ill and the medical science has given up or will not, and when the doctors have given up and they say that no further treatment is available, then the process of passive euthanasia can be followed. Then comes voluntary, that is by one's own consent. It means the person is telling himself or herself that I want to end my life. This is usually not followed anywhere. Then comes involuntary, that is consent from the guardian. That means a third party or a third person would be involved, or the relatives or the family members would be involved. And then comes the physician assisted. It means where physicians prescribe the medicine and patient or the other party administers the medication to cause death. That is when the permission of the physician is taken and physician tells that the person will be able to recover or would not be able to recover. Then only in this case the physician assisted euthanasia is followed. So euthanasia has many types within it. Then request for premature ending of life. If in one line you want to describe euthanasia, then this would be request for premature ending of life, because in euthanasia a person has to request that I want to end my life. So, and it is not that when the person requests, the request will be accepted then and there. No, it do not happen. There are many conditions which needs to be looked into. And there are many other aspects also involved. And when a country like India, which is so religious and moral, ethical, then there are other aspects also which are involved, and these are legal, ethical, human rights, religious, economic, social and cultural aspects of the civilized society which is involved. Because taking away human life is not considered anyone right, and there is right to life and liberty, with right to life with dignity. When a person has the right to life, and in India right to life is a fundamental right also, then taking away anyone's right to life is not allowed. Then it often comes across terminally ill patients that are bedridden and are totally dependent on others. These are few of the conditions which are required for euthanasia. That is, the person is terminally ill and is totally dependent on the other person for everything, and is totally dependent on the other person for movement or for any other thing, and the person is completely bedridden or is completely in a vegetative state, and the medical science has also given up that no further treatment would be available, then the concept of euthanasia can come in picture. Now let us talk about what is the status of euthanasia in India. Then Supreme Court of India has legalized passive euthanasia in 2018. So active euthanasia is not allowed in India, but passive euthanasia. The Supreme Court of India has legalized passive euthanasia in 2018. And what did I tell you about passive euthanasia? What is passive euthanasia? Passive euthanasia means when the person is not in a state to do something by his or her own will and is in a vegetative state for a very long period of time, then passive euthanasia can come and play its role. And it is a matter of living will. Okay, what is living will? Living will is a document or a statement in which a person tells about his desires, that how he should be treated in when it talks about the medical terms. Voluntarily decide not to take medical treatment to embrace death in a natural way under certain conditions. This is what euthanasia is, that when the person takes the decision. And this is a very famous, that is Aruna Schonberg case that happened in 2011, when the female was in a vegetative state for decades, and she was in a vegetative state for a very long period of time, and after a very long period of time it was decided that she should be given euthanasia, that allowed passive euthanasia for the nurse who had spent decades in a vegetative state. Then in Aruna Schonberg case, the term euthanasia or the term passive euthanasia came into news in India. This was the case which highlighted the term euthanasia in our country. Then in 2016, the Law Commission of India prepared a draft on passive euthanasia and living wills. So this is what is the status of euthanasia in India. Most important points is passive euthanasia is legalized in our country, not active euthanasia. You have to be very particular about this one, that only passive euthanasia is legalized. Then in Aruna Schonberg case 2011, she was given a passive euthanasia for being in a vegetative state for decades. These are two very important points. Now let us talk about the international position on euthanasia. This is euthanasia and this is assisted suicide. So you'll see the countries like Netherlands and Belgium where both euthanasia and assisted suicides are legal. Then comes Germany where euthanasia is illegal but assisted suicide is legal. In India, if you will see that both euthanasia and assisted suicides are illegal, but in certain cases passive euthanasia in India can be given. Now let us talk about what are the arguments that are against euthanasia. Against. First is Constitution of India and especially the Article 21, that is right to life. When we have given the fundamental right to life with dignity, then it cannot be taken away that someone should be allowed to end his or her own life. Then Supreme Court in Gyan Kaur case 1996 has held the right to life under Article 21 does not. In Gyan Kaur case 1996, it was said that right to life under Article 21 does not include the right to death. Article 21 does not include the right to death. It was said in Gyan Kaur case 1996. Extremely important points. Then neglect of healthcare by state. So if euthanasia will be given prominence and people would be allowed to give euthanasia or to take up euthanasia on regular basis, then the states or the healthcare system will not approve or will not improve. Then what will happen is, if you will see in countries like Netherlands, where active euthanasia and assisted suicides are made legal and they are doing it on a very regular basis, the healthcare has not improved. So we do not want this to same happen in India, and that is why this is one of the major points that why euthanasia has not been given approval wholeheartedly. Then malified intention. Then what will happen, many a times the people who are bedridden or who are ill, then the people around them can also have malified intentions. Then the intentions might not be good, and the number of people applying for euthanasia will increase. So if the people around them would not want the person to carry forward with them, then the applications under the name of euthanasia will increase very rapidly. Now let us look at arguments in favor of euthanasia. That is, right to die with dignity. If people have the right to life, then people should also have the right to death with dignity, because many a times we have seen that people, when they reach a very elderly stage, then they are not able to do their own work and are completely bedridden, and this causes a very much burden on the people around them also. It is be it financial burden, emotional burden, social burden, moral burden. The people around them are not able to live happily also, and they always want a person with them or other. Then caregivers burden. When the person is not well and the person who are around them also have a duty to fulfill, then it becomes a problem for themselves and it affects the people life also who are around the person. Then encouraging organ transplantation. It has been said that if the people who are terminally ill and are in a vegetative state, if they will be given euthanasia, then organ transplantation process can also take a rapid pace, because their organs can be given to some other people who can use them and live a happy life after it. Now let us talk about the recent cases which has happened in India about euthanasia. And in 2018, what has happened is a couple from Mumbai, that is 88-year-old Narayan Lavate and 78-year-old Iravati Lavate, what they wrote a letter to the then President Ramnath Kovind, and they were seeking for permission for active euthanasia or assisted suicide. For active euthanasia and assisted suicide, they were seeking permission. But the problem in this case was they were not terminally ill, they were not in a vegetative state, they were fine. So the application was further transferred to the governor of Mumbai, and in the end it was not approved. So, and recently we have seen that what happened is a woman from Bengaluru has moved the Delhi High Court in this year, that is August 2022, that is to stop her friend who was from and who has very bad health condition, who was not in a good health condition. So the woman moved the Delhi High Court because the person who was not in a good health condition was traveling to Europe to undergo assisted suicide or euthanasia. So the person wanted to go to Europe for assisted suicide and euthanasia, but one of his friend that moved the Delhi High Court to stop the person, because she thought the loss of life would cause a very grave loss to the people around him. Then in the end what happened was the person took back her petition. So these are few of the recent cases that has happened in India. So now let us talk about a prelims MCQ. Consider the following statements regarding euthanasia, and this says, first statement, active euthanasia is legal in India. We have discussed this one. Second, active euthanasia means withholding treatment or supportive measures. We have also done this one. So you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. Correct option, that is 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Now let us come to the last aspect, that is the mains practice question, and the question is, what do you understand by euthanasia? Talk about its status in India and world over. Command is what? So you have to write about what do you understand by euthanasia first. Then you have to talk about few of the legal or the constitutional aspect of it. Then write about its status in India and few of the examples of world over. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.